Welcome to the Thriving Scapegoat, a podcast for women who are cast as the problem, when in truth, they were the truth tellers. I'm your host, Julie Cielo, somatic coach, author, and guide for women healing from complex trauma, family enmeshment, and the invisible wounds of being scapegoated. If you ever felt misunderstood, exiled, or blamed for dynamics you didn't create, if you've done the deep work to break the generational patterns and you're ready to reclaim your voice, your body, and your life, you're in the right place. This is where we stop over-explaining, stop performing for love, and start living in alignment with what's real. Here, we talk about nervous system healing, shadow work, emotional sovereignty, and what it takes to not just survive your past, but thrive beyond it. Because you were never too much. You were never the problem. You were the disruption to the dysfunction, and now you get to become the woman who rises because of it. Let's begin. What if the discomfort that you're feeling isn't a crisis, but an initiation? Welcome back to the Thriving Scapegoat. So I've been sitting on this question because I'm watching it not just in my clients, but in my own life, and a lot in the women around me in their 40s, 50s, 60s. Women who from the outside appear to have built beautiful lives, careers, they've raised children, they've held marriages together, they've started businesses, they have taken care of aging parents, they've done the therapy, they've read the books, they've worked on themselves, and yet there comes a moment where they quietly whisper to themselves, I don't think this is all that life has to offer. And that's terrifying because the first thought that a woman has is, what's wrong with me? Why am I not grateful? Maybe I'm depressed. Maybe I'm hormonal. Maybe I just need a vacation. But today I want to offer a different possibility. Maybe nothing is wrong with you. Maybe you're standing at a threshold. Midlife can feel restless. And one thing I've noticed over the years is that women often describe midlife as a feeling, like they're crawling out of their own skin, because they know that they don't want to blow up their lives, but something inside of them is saying, I can't keep living like this. And maybe you're questioning your marriage, your career, your drinking, your friendships, where you live. Maybe you're questioning how you spend your time and who you spend your time with. Or maybe you're simply wondering, when did I stop feeling like myself? I think so many women assume that this restlessness means that they're falling apart. It's just information. And I think that your body is trying to get your attention. Our nervous system doesn't like change. There's something fascinating about the nervous system. Its primary job isn't to make you happy. It's to keep you alive, which means it often prefers what's familiar over what's fulfilling. So think about that. If your nervous system doesn't necessarily choose joy and it chooses predictability, even what's predictable can be exhausting, and that's what no longer fits. So that's why women stay in unhealthy relationships. That's why they keep people pleasing. That's why they continue to say yes when their whole body wants to say no, because somewhere in their history, those strategies worked and they helped you to survive. But the problem is what helped you to survive at 25 might not be what helps you stay alive at 50. So I wonder if maybe midlife is understood, and we call it a crisis, a breakdown, even an identity crisis, but what's actually happening here is much more sacred. It's an initiation. It's a threshold. Every meaningful transformation in nature goes through a transition. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly overnight. Trees don't resist autumn. Seeds don't panic when they're buried. Nature understands something that we've forgotten. Transformation has a season. And maybe your discomfort is asking you to go inwards and ask what is going to move you forward. One of the reasons why I created Seasonal Somatics is because I stopped looking to productivity as my greatest teacher and started looking at where I know consciousness exists beyond my heart. And nature, the mother that I can really count on. Nature never apologizes for changing. She doesn't try to be something that she's not. Winter doesn't compare herself to autumn. Every season has its own wisdom, and there's one season in particular that's completely transformed the way I understand women in midlife, and that is late summer. It's a season many of us don't even acknowledge. It's the season between the fullness of summer and the release of autumn. It's the harvest, it's the pause, it's the moment that we ask, what has my life produced? And what is truly nourishing me? What am I ready to stop carrying? And the more I've studied this season, the more I've come to believe that late summer mirrors midlife, especially in women. Not just because it's about getting older, but it's about discernment, receiving, integration. It's the season where your body begins asking a different question, not what can I accomplish next, but what kind of life do I actually want to inhabit? And I honestly believe this is the most understood season in a woman's life, because instead of honoring the transition, we oftentimes pathologize it. In the US, women age 45 to 54 are amongst the highest suicide rate across their lifespan. Researchers can't say menopause is the cause for hormone changes or sleep disruption or relationship changes or even past trauma during this stage. So if you've been feeling restless, questioning everything in midlife, wondering why your old life seems not to fit, I want you to leave with this today. Maybe you're not falling apart. Maybe you're shedding a nervous system that no longer reflects the woman that you're becoming, and maybe this isn't the end, but a new beginning, because it's the beginning of your harvest. And over the next few weeks, we're going to explore this idea together. We're going to talk about why your nervous system resists this change and why so many women feel stuck after years of personal growth, and how living in rhythm with the seasons can actually be a radical way of navigating the second half of our lives. I believe this is a threshold, not something to fear, something to honor. So thank you so much for being here. And this episode resonated with you. I want you to share it with another woman that might be also standing at a threshold. Until next time, I want you to remember that nature isn't asking you to become someone else. It's inviting you to become more fully yourself. This is the Thriving Scapegoat, where we no longer believe that midlife is a crisis. We see late summer as a maximum potential transformation if we just stay curious. Thanks for being here. If today's episode resonated, that's your entry point. Healing scapegoating isn't just insight, it's nervous system work. And this is what I teach through Seasonal Somatics, a body-based method that helps you regulate, reconnect, and move with real change. I offer weekly group classes, both in-person and online, immersive retreats, and limited one-on-one mentorship. You can find all the details in the show notes. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs it, and make sure you're subscribed. Until next time, choose truth over belonging, self-trust over self-abandonment. You didn't just survive this to stay stuck. You're here to thrive.